Welcome to Extra Throttle House. I'm Thomas.
And I'm James.
And today...
Hey, I've forgotten what Extra Throttle House is.
Oh, should I explain it?
It's been a while.
This is the extra channel where we do extra things, because the main channel is for main channel stuff, which is like really high production thingies, and then the extra channel is where we do like all the extra things that we don't get to do in the main channel, lower production, more laid back, more of a conversation. Oh God, it was nice to do that.
You did a great job. You did a great job.
I haven't been able to say that in a while. I got in trouble from you every
Today's
time.
conversation.
Yes.
The C6, and then we're gonna have to commit here to either Z or Z for the rest of the video.
No, we don't, because I'm gonna forget as soon as we pick which one ever. It's the Z06. Wait, which one is that? Is that American?
No, it's the ZR1.
That's right. It's the ZR1.
We're doing great.
A big deal.
Extra Throttle House, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
So this comes at an interesting time.
Yep.
Because we've just seen the new C8 ZR1.
Yes.
And we thought we'd play with the C6 thanks to our good friend Jeremy.
This car when it came out was ridiculous.
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? It comes
Yes.
with outrageous numbers.
Yeah.
Hopefully a good price-ish.
Yeah.
And just absolutely blows everything else out of the water in terms of power. 638 horsepower.
638. Yeah, and
In 2009.
It has a lot of crazy stuff. It's got a forged crank, dry sump, titanium connecting rods, hollow valves. Like, it's got some pretty serious stuff, and a whopper of a supercharger.
Yes, well, this has a 6.2 litres supercharged V8.
Yes.
Some of the best things in life are
6.2
litres.
supercharged
So
V8s.
I'm seeing
Yes.
this today. This is how I'm picturing it.
Yeah.
If this has the power and the sounds of a Hellcat,
Okay.
and it's manual only,
Yeah.
but it's a sports car, right? Because we've always said the
Yes.
Hellcat's a wonderful sofa.
Yeah.
What if this is a sports Hellcat?
Well,
Doesn't that make it an American dream?
it does make it American, but the problem is that it is a 2 generation ago Corvette. And kind of no matter what you do, it's still, it was a bit, here, you know what? I'll come over here, I'll show you something.
But it's true, cool. This is back when it was front engine.
No, come on, I'll show you this, and then this will kind of explain most of what I'm saying with
Right.
do you know what I mean?
Those brake lights are really loyal to that panel.
Yeah, they are. Anyway, so that kind of is the issue with this. But the performance per dollar is crazy.
Well, we've been a bit cheeky because
Yes.
this featured for a moment in our C8 ZR1 walk around.
It did.
And Thomas said it has 638 horsepower. This particular one
Doesn't have that.
doesn't. It has what's called the Lingenfelter 710 package.
Yes.
Which gives it 710 horsepower. It's stock
Torque as
plus.
well.
It's stock plus. It's got the exhaust at the back is the same, but the headers and the mid-pipe are different, and then there's other stuff and tune and boost and stuff.
Lots of bolt-ons and a tune.
Yeah.
And it also has chrome wheels.
Well, that was part of it. So this is a fully spec'd ZR1. This was brand new in 2009 for 122,000 US.
US. And now this one was picked up for
Just over 100 Canadian.
just over 100K, and it's probably saleable
Yes.
right now for a little bit more than that,
Yes.
based on the market.
Which is interesting because
How does value?
that puts a rear-wheel drive, supercharged, 638 horsepower manual sports car in the same price range as Cayman GTS 4 litre,
Right.
Emira,
Yeah.
the new Stingray,
Yeah.
which this has more power than. So theoretically, you're looking at something brilliant, and yeah, you can shave in those wheels.
Well, it's funny because so it's got the ceramic brakes. That was a first on a Corvette, right?
And they're blue.
And they're blue
Because the Z06 they're red.
And the Z01, everything's blue. You got the blue one. You got the blue cover on
And
the
you
engine.
saw the blue on the new one.
Yeah, the blue on the new one's very cool.
If this comes out before the embargo of the new one, we are in big trouble.
Big trouble.
Hopefully
Big
you're
trouble.
watching this afterwards.
Yeah, but no, I was going to say is that the mirror polish on those wheels make it so that the Corvette that's written on the brake caliper kind of goes Corvette. Because it kind of
You
warps
can't
it.
make fun of chrome wheels. You own a car with chrome wheels.
What? No, I don't. What are you talking about?
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, literally, what are you talking about right now?
Yes, you do. I can't say it out loud because it's a surprise car. But you have bought a car that's featuring the road trip, and it's going to have chrome wheels.
Oh crap! I do.
And you love that car.
I do love it.
So
Now what?
you just
Maybe I like chrome wheels. What's happened? Okay.
So the interesting thing about this is you can see the top bit of the engine through that bit, and that's fun. Okay,
Yeah.
this comes from
Yes,
no,
it is.
You
Fun.
remember this era?
Windows in hoods. That's what.
Everything that's see-through is amazing, right?
Yes.
Even if it's a Game Boy Color. The fact
Yeah.
that you let me see some stuff and it feels special.
Yeah.
Differences from the Stingray and the Z06 of this generation is instead of one air vent blade here, it's these two, so
Yep.
it looks a bit more aggressive.
Yep.
I think the Z06 still got this,
Okay.
And then, yeah, otherwise, it doesn't look that different. It's got ZR1 plastered everywhere.
Carbon fiber roof?
Carbon fiber fixed roof.
Oh, that doesn't come out?
No.
It looks like it does.
No, it doesn't. In the C7 it does, and in the C8 it does.
Oh, interesting.
But this is fixed. You cannot turn this into a Targa-y thing.
What do you think about the way that this looks in general?
This is from the era before I moved to North America. This doesn't do much for me. I never lusted after it, and to me it just looks very Florida. I don't know.
That's so accurate. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's never been something that I've been super interested in, if I'm honest. Oh, so the thing is, of the American cars, this is the one that interests me the most. But further from this, there's so many other cars that I would be more interested in before this.
But this is this is supercar killer. Although for that price, it's not that far off supercars from that time. But
yeah,
well, it's pretty far off. I mean, this is 458 era.
458 era, and then that started at 2 something.
Yeah.
Right?
So when you ask me how this looks versus that.
Yeah.
But you know, this has some razzle dazzle. You know, you open the hood, it opens forward, like, you know, and it's all carbon fiber, and we've got carbon fiber side skirts.
It's got lots of stuff. It has a lot of stuff, and it does have chrome wheels.
Well, this has the performance package as well.
Bringing that up.
And then, as part of that, it would have come with Sport Cup tires, but he's put on
Extreme contacts.
Extreme contacts.
Because a car like this goes through its tires in I don't know, like twice a day, 3 times a day.
I think we should find out.
Should we find out?
Yeah, let's find out.
All right.
Are you driving?
I'm driving. All right, here we go.
Oh, it's loud in here.
It is like, whoop. Okay. He's got a little bit push there. It's gonna. Whoa!
I thought we could gently discuss the interior quickly.
Yeah, gently. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
So this has got the full thing. So it's the leather package. Oh my God.
Oh! It's potent. That is potent.
I think
the word.
Apparently it was able to brake from 60 feet or whatever it is, whatever the measurement is, in 60 to 0 miles an hour in 98 feet.
Okay.
Which at the time was a feet.
I see.
Right.
Yes. Good.
So we've got leather package, we've got carbon fiber going on. This is quite American in here. It's not massively different to this, like the new one. The cabin doesn't differ that much from Stingray and Z06.
Right. Yes. This has got some the leather is nice. I don't mind it, but like kind of no matter what you do, you mix that leather with this carbon fiber, and it all.
It's American premium.
It's very American premium.
American premium.
It's as good as it gets for the era, though.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fine.
I don't mind it. It's
I'm sliding around a bit.
Yeah, the seats are horrible.
They're horrible.
They're horrible. Yeah. There's no like edge bolster. It's just this soft. You just kind of go like this.
It's flying around. Yeah.
Just kind of off the side of the seat. It's no good.
This is, when we did the C7 ZR1, we said it's a Viper Hunter.
Yes.
So this would have been the Viper Hunter of its era too, and Viper's never really messed around.
Sorry, what were you saying?
It's more livable in here.
Yeah.
Whereas the Viper made your back sore.
Yes.
This sort of just lets your back do its thing. It's like an astronaut who's been in space too long. Everything starts to go to gooey and bone density reduces.
So the shifter's really nice, actually.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying. It's got really obvious gates, and the clutch is really nice and easy to use. It's a good manual experience.
Sounds brilliant. It sounds pretty epic. Well, the ZR1 has tall gearing, except
yes, very tall gearing. Let's put some load into it there. Okay.
And unless you get the performance package,
yes,
and then it gets shorter gearing. So this has that. So for performance stuff.
Oh right, that's got shorter gearing
than the normal ZR1.
Than the normal ZR1. I wouldn't want the gearing to be any longer than this. This is perfect. It feels correct for this car. Oh, I got traction control on.
Good.
That's what's happening here.
Good.
Just gonna turn that right all the way off there. We don't need
that. Oh, the seatbelt's locked up.
Is it way off now?
I'm surprised at the luxuries it has.
A heads-up display.
It's got a head-up display. It's got heated seats, electric seats.
Yeah. It's got a power steering wheel. It has power steering, but it has power steering wheel. I can electronically adjust it. Yeah, which is nice. There it is.
You're losing your vocabulary. It's 2009 America, Thomas speaking here.
They had a long way to go. Okay. Now this is so interestingly, I was expecting it to be a little bit. What's the word? I don't know, a little bit more delicate in the front end, a little bit more sports car.
Right.
It's still very brutish. Everything about it, like I can feel the mass in the front end.
This is like US gets the reputation for hammer versus.
Yeah, and of all the cars in the U.S., this one was the sport one, right? But even still, I'm finding, like, especially compared to what GM is doing now.
Yeah.
Like this still feels like it feels like it's not quite as sorted as it could have been. It's a lot of grip.
We've come a long way. We've come a long way.
Come a long way.
Oh.
But I mean,
does it feel like Hellcat as sports car?
Yeah. I'd say it does.
Right.
It'll do that.
I like that.
It'll do that.
I like that.
That's when it makes sense. Is right in that moment. It's kind of weird. So the more I drive it, the more I'm realizing that up to the limit, it feels like it's going to be a bit cumbersome.
Right.
But then in that, at the limit or past it, which we just were, it makes more sense.
Do you think it has ZR1 curb appeal? Like for $100,000 car, it doesn't look that different to the Stingrays that are like. I know the performance is there, but it's almost sleepery. You know, when you talk about the new one looks like a Huracan STO version of the Stingray.
It just looks so crazy. Yeah. This, I don't know. I don't in general like the styling of this generation. So I haven't formed really an opinion of it compared to its
right.
underlings, right? So yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't really.
Before you can't argue with that.
No, that's cool.
And all the noise is back there.
It is all back there. Yeah, it's a good.
But we've so recently been. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Drifter. We've so recently been on this track in the Emira and the Z06, and it's like this is not that far off in price now, at least from Emira.
Well, it's interesting. Like so. Let's just compare this to the Emira for a minute, because that's a really interesting thing to bring up, because they're, as you say, about the same price.
Yes.
And in terms of like an analog driving experience, I'd say they're on par in terms of how
connectedness.
Yeah, or like at least how much they're talking to you as a driver. The Emira obviously is a more refined, more delicate, lighter, more grippy, up on its toes type of sports car.
Yeah.
This is a bit more of a sledgehammer, but in their own ways, they are equally as engaging.
But
right?
Would you say it's the same buyer? Probably not the same buyer.
No, it just isn't the same buyer.
Right.
It's just not the same buyer. But it's an interesting thing to show you, like, across the ocean.
But we say like, that. Jeremy, who owns this, came from a McLaren 720S.
He did, yes.
So, who are we to say that it's not the same buyer as a British mid-engine sports car?
Well, see, the thing is that the reason that Jeremy brought this is because he was talking to me, and I said, like, why don't you try something that's, go back a few years, try something simpler, more analog, something that, like, kind of, makes you feel like you're more involved, and this is what he chose, and it suits him perfectly, right? Seeing him take this thing down the drag strip is a sight to behold. He's got the thing lit in third gear.
He's a drag racer.
He's a drag racer. The car's just going like this, and it looks wicked. It sounds amazing. And he said he loves the manual. He loves driving it, and like that. And that's exactly what.
What are you missing?
For him.
What are you missing? You're not
me
missing,
personally.
You're not missing digital gauge cluster, because who cares?
I don't care. Yeah.
The interior of this is not insulting. It's just fine.
It's just fine. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. So why don't I love this then? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
why?
You're talking about a supercharged manual, as connected as an Emira.
Yeah.
Analog thing. Why don't you love it?
I think just for me, like this era of GM, there's no desirability for me.
Right.
I was never excited about it. I was in this era. I was into European cars, right? So like I just don't. It doesn't have any nostalgia for me. It doesn't have anything. I know it's not the right thing for me personally. but I can see why these are holding their value. It's much more rare than the other cars. It's got a boatload of power, makes an insane noise.
Yeah.
It's got a manual with that amount of power. I get that. I get it.
The Z06 of this generation is still more of a deal. And if you get the later, I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you get the later Z06, the 2010, it benefits from stuff the ZR1 has. I imagine they come at a significant discount. And if you stick an exhaust on it, how different is the experience going to be? The interior looks identical.
It looks identical, and like, because, I suppose the thing for me about this car that is the least relevant is how quick it is in a straight line. It's more about the sound and the fact that I get to shift this.
It's a good shifter.
Right?
I drove it before, the shifter's great,
right,
clutch is great.
Yeah, like that's the best part about it. Like, it is quick, like foot down right now.
That's great.
That is, that is very substantial, but you can get a lot of that with less fear.
Yes.
Right? So in a Z06.
I wonder what C7 Z06 go for, because we drove that and that was fantastic. I bet they're not far off in price. If maybe they're even a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
And then that was a nuts car, but it didn't have any traction. And this is why, like, you know, with the new one, with the mid-engine and the nuts power, it feels like, even though the engine has changed where it is, it feels like, now that we've been in this, it feels like the perfect new ZR1. It breaks boundaries, it's still rear-wheel drive.
Yes.
You know, having not driven it,
it
feels like it's earned the name.
It feels like
it has blue stuff.
It has blue stuff everywhere.
On its engine, in the thing. They've gone blue, and I like it.
This wasn't really as much of a review as it was a couch chat that happened to take place in a Corvette ZR1.
Only because these seats are slippery leather couch seats.
Yeah, that's right.